Hi, I'm Michael. Welcome to The Long Way Home, where I discuss my life before, during and after policing. Today's story, it's a bit funny, but it's a bit serious all in one. I was working night work with one of my female partners. There wasn't much going on. We'd been just going around checking car parks, flying the flag, so to speak, letting people see the police are out there doing their job, patrolling around. It was particularly quiet this night. I remember it was about 2 o'clock in the morning. We were sort of heading back towards the station for a cup of tea. And in the distance through the fog, I could see what appeared to be sort of sparks, like from fireworks or something, coming towards us. And as it came out of the fog, I realised what it was. It was a car with no tyres on it, no doors on it, and a missing bonnet. But it wasn't a crappy old car, it was a fairly new car. So things didn't line up there too well. But obviously we hit the lights and sirens and then pulled the car over. And as I was walking up to the fellow, he leaned out the window and he said, "Hello, you haven't seen my doors or my bonnet, have you?" And I realised straight away it was one of our local he's a bit of a vulnerable person with an intellectual disability. He's friendly, funny, very likeable person and well known to the local police for being a bit of a scallywag. So anyway, we had to look over his car and shut it down, and he took the keys, and we actually took him back home to Mum. As we got to the door, Mum opened the door up. And she said, "Oh no, don't tell me. And we said, "Yeah, was that your car that the young fella had?" She said, "Oh, he does this all the time." She said, "This would be the third or fourth time. He takes it for a drive and runs into things, and I end up having to buy a new car." Well, in between this, the young fella's still saying to me, "You haven't found my doors yet, have you?" And I said to him, "No." I said, "What did you hit?" And he said, "I think something hit me. It just jumped out on the road." I said, "Well, can you show us where that happened?" And obviously he's most impressed about getting another ride in the police car. So away we went, backtracking to where we pulled him over, and then backtracking a bit up the road. And he'd driven off the road through a toilet block, through the toilet block. It was a brick toilet block. He's gone in one side, out the next. And here's his doors and grill and his bonnet all twisted up and mangled everywhere throughout the park as he'd driven off. So I said to him, "Did you do this?" He goes, "It jumped out in front of me." I said, "Well, you've got to be careful. You can't drive a car. You've got to let Mum drive you around." And he said, "I've had some drink as well." I suspected this to be the case as well because I could smell alcohol. We hadn't given him a roadside breath test at that stage. But we gave him a roadside breath test, which once again he thought was fantastic because he loves all the attention of all these police gadgets and things. And he just went over the limit. So we went back to see Mum and just tell Mum what had happened. He'd driven through a fence and through a park and through a toilet block and done a heck of a amount of damage to the toilet block. No doubt the local council wouldn't have been too impressed by that. We organised a tow truck to come and take his vehicle into custody, so it was safe. Took him back to the police station, and one of the fellows there who came in for a cup of coffee had a drug detection dog. So he loves animals, this fellow. Says, can I pet your dog? And the handler said, "Yeah, that's no problem at all," sort of thing. And the dog started getting a bit jumpy and sitting and carrying on, sitting up and carrying on. And the handler said to him, he goes, "You haven't got any drugs on you, have you?" He goes, "No." He said, "Do you take any drugs?" He said, "Pills Mum gives me, but that's all." And this dog's going berserk as if he's got some marijuana in his pocket or something like that. But he didn't have, but the dog wouldn't leave him alone. And the funniest thing was, he was trying to push the dog away all the time as it muzzled into his pocket. He must have had something funny in his pocket at some stage, because these drug dogs are pretty good. But he certainly didn't have then. He may have had some cannabis in there months before, who knows, but didn't have it in there then. But this drug dog was not going to leave him alone. And it's so funny, this young bloke sat down and waiting for the breathalyzer operator to set up his machine, and this dog is muzzling into his pocket, and he's trying to push him away. It's yeah, very funny, the drug dog. And yeah, so anyway, in the end, he went under 05, which is the New South Wales acceptable level. You've got to be under 05 or under arrest. So he's under 05 on the certified Dragar breath analysis machine. So we took him back to mum, and of course we didn't take any action against him for running into the toilet because, well, we knew that he'd been to court before, and he did have mental health issues, and there's a really good chance that if we charge him with something, it wouldn't go anywhere anyway. And it's certainly better for him, his mum, and the community in general if we just gave him a warning and tried to keep him off the road. But I said to his mum, I said, you're going to have to get a safe or something to lock your keys in. You can't just keep doing this and getting a new car every 6 to 12 months because he's written it off. But I dare say that car wasn't going to go back home again, but it's missing doors and missing bonnet, missing grill, missing tyres. That's hilarious. That just thinking about it, coming down the road with all these sparks coming off each rim as he's merrily on his way. But yeah, so that's a bit of a short story there, a bit of a comical one. So we do get a bit of a laugh every now and then in doing our duties in the police. Yeah, that was a bit of a night to remember. Bit of a highlight to the quiet shift anyway. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk again soon. Take care.